I will tell you the things like they are. Dusan Vlahovic, yes, is a doubt. Not only the imminent game in the Derby della Mole against Torino on the 11th, but also his permanence at Juventus Football Club. The truth about Hancko, Araujo, Zirkzee, Kolo Muani, the cases Danilo, Fagioli, we have a lot of things to speak about in today's video. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. As you can see, I am back home, I am back in Belgium. I recorded last time from here on the 1st of January, and since then I was not here anymore. For the people that were following the channel, you saw my journey. I was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia from the 2nd until the 7th. 5, if not 6 full days, incredible days, a lifetime experience, something that was eye-opening, that made me become, I believe, a better content creator, but especially a better human. It enriched me on many levels. Before speaking about Juventus, the moment, the situation, how I feel about this Juventus coming back. Before speaking about mercato, and we have a lot of bomba news, like you heard Dusan Vlahovic, let me say again thank you to a friend that became a brother, Habibi, Ibrahim, that invited me, but also how he took care of me. He treated me like a friend, a brother, a prince, a sheikh. It was just crazy. Crazy. How about how he guided me through the country that was spectacular, that was beautiful. I want to say thank you to him, but also to all the people I met there. Some people I never met or heard before that became really big friends, but also some people that I never met before that I met for real. People from this community, from the GJustjuve. We recorded even video together. I received a fantastic gift that you will see in a vlog. Give me a bit of time, give me a few days together with Neven. We are working on it to give you not only the experience from a football perspective, because I attended the 3 game. Unfortunately, it didn't go like I wanted, but also there it's beautiful to see how a Juventino reacted in a final without the Bianconeri. But let me also say thank you to everything that happened there. It was just beautiful, really beautiful. I met Firas, that is the biggest Arabic YouTuber, a passionate Juventino. The passion was unmatched. I was on the Saudi Arabia government communication television, something out of mind, something incredible. What a beautiful honor they gave me. It was a blessing to be there. Maybe a bit too much for me. I mean, I'm not that important, but it was really beautiful and appreciated. So thank you for that lifetime experience. Put that notification ring on because you don't want to miss that vlog. It was beautiful. Now that we said that, let's enter Juventus topic. Look, guys, I came back even more worried than I was before leaving. And I was already, and you know it because it's something that we repeat since a few weeks now. I'm really worried about the mental strength of the team. I'm worried of the fact that, yes, there are a lot of rumors, and we speak about mercato rumors, but on the 8th of January, we still have no extra defender. We are looking for players. 2 defenders, 1 striker, but at the moment we have no sign of something really concrete that is imminent, like today, tomorrow, in 2 days. At the moment, not. And what I will not forgive this Juventus, unfortunately, is the fact that we woke up a dead Milan. We put them back in the race. Yes, it's true, it was not Serie A, but we woke them up. We woke them up with the Conceição. I was listening to the stadium there in that final, a stadium that understood and were all applauding Conceição, and screaming in his name. Look, I'm worried for that top 4. We have now the obligation to support the Italian teams in Europe, hoping for that 5th spot like last year. Last year we were 3rd. This year we need to qualify, whatever it costs. And I will tell you the meetings in Juve, what they were speaking about and what strategy they will go in the mercato. But yes, I am absolutely worried. Let's go into the big topic, the one of Dusan Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic, I told you, he is at risk for the imminent game against the Derby della Mole against Torino, because yesterday he was at J Medical with a small muscle fatigue. From what I heard, he's not really 100% at risk of missing it. He should be there, at least on the bench, but it's not 100% to start the game. So let's see. Today he trained in an individual way. Tomorrow he could even do the same. On Friday is the last time to really understand if he's training with a team that he can start the game. Otherwise, maybe coming on the bench and entering towards the end of the game. But that's really a problem because, you know it, we have no other real striker in this Juventus. Probably the biggest mistake of Cristiano Giuntoli. He was training together with Conceição that is going towards really missing that game against Torino to be there against Atalanta. Now, that's not the only worrying part, because of course when you say, okay, he can miss one game, he can start from the bench, it's annoying, but it's one game only. What is really worrying, it's Gazzetta dello Sport. And you know it, if there is one thing that I really take Gazzetta seriously about when they speak about Juve, it is Dusan Vlahovic. You know that Gazzetta, Fabiana Della Valle are extremely close to the player, extremely well informed about what is going on in the world of Dusan. They are going with a big title. It's not the first thing that they mention on that paper, but it's written there on the first page. Vlahovic Juve, divorzio vicino. Vlahovic Juve, the divorce is close between the player and the Bianconeri. If you go into the article that they are writing, they are really saying that it's a fight. Juventus, that it's already 1 year. They are trying to negotiate with him and the agents, trying to extend the contract, lowering the salary, which at the moment Dusan Vlahovic has no intention, or at least they didn't find an agreement with the Dusan that wants to go towards the end of his contract, that is 2026, so still 1.5 years more, where Juventus says we cannot take that risk of letting him go for free. If he's not happy, if he doesn't want to extend at what we offer, we should find a solution that will be at the end of 25, or at least at the end of the mercato, summer 25. It means 6 more months and then going away. Of course, he's not happy, and you can really feel it. He's nervous, and you can really feel it when he's subbed out, etc., etc. Today, Tuttosport, they went with 3 tips, or at least tips from 3 ex-legends of Juve. Borriello, legend is a big word, 3 big players. Borriello, Luca Toni, Christian Vieri, that spoke about him, with even Borriello that said he needs to start with yoga, for example. If you hear these words, stai calmo, stay calm, Dusan, you know that it's really a moment of a Dusan that is not 100% relaxed, serene, focused on one thing, that is the field, but is also being worried himself about his future, about what is surrounding him. Juventus doesn't want to take risks. If he doesn't extend, which is not planned at the moment, they are even ready to be open to listen to a big offer that could arrive in this January. Leaving Dusan go is not a priority of Juve, but if a big offer arrives, they listen. But of course, then you need to go for 2 offensive players, which is a lot for Juve, especially because we have a priority, and it is the defense. The money that will be spent for the mercato, the real money, is for the defender. 2 defenders, and then looking for opportunities there, up front, above, for the offensive role. So at the moment, it's not planned to put a lot of cash on the striker. Then, of course, if Dusan leaves, depending what money he brings to the bank of Juve, then we can make other discussion. We are the 8th of January, which means that we need to go fast. And there was a meeting in Juve where they were speaking about it. And what were they saying in that meeting is, what do we do? What do we do in this situation at the moment? And they came up to, we need to save the season. We need to save the season at all cost. Not only on the mercato, but also from a mental point of view, from what we are expecting from Juve. We need to solve a lot of things, and we need to do it as fast as possible. Starting on the pitch on the 11th, then continuing with the mercato, and maybe even changing the first objectives of Juve, going towards other names that were not planned immediately. Remember, we were speaking about Tomori, we were speaking about a lot of other defenders like Kivior, etc. Well, looks like Juventus, they want to go for a player that could possibly give immediately an impact to this Juve, in defense and up front. Speaking about up front, guys, Kolo Muani is a huge big name. We already spoke about it since beginning of December. Well, Corriere dello Sport is going with certainties. Paris Saint-Germain, they don't want him anymore. He's absolutely not compatible with the game of Luis Enrique. Kolo Muani, Juve, here we are. This is what they are writing. Here we are. Giuntoli is impressing on the French player that was paid 95 million euro from Paris Saint-Germain to Eintracht Frankfurt. The club would love to let him go. They would be open to let him go for Juve, but they want some certainties. First on the salary, the remaining salary, and then they would love also some money. They are speaking about an option for 60 million a year for the player, which at the moment is absolutely not in the intention of Juve. So they will try to negotiate for Kolo Muani, that in case of Dusan Vlahovic is leaving, maybe you can even speak about money. You can even speak about an option, an obligation. In case Dusan Vlahovic stay, then it's really a dry loan. Will Paris Saint-Germain open to that solution? That's something that we have to monitor. And Juve is also playing on another name, and it's the one of Zirkzee. Also there, waiting for the agent Jurabjan that is looking for a solution for letting him go. There are two voices. Some voices are saying he wants to stay at Manchester United and wants to fight at least until the end of the season. There are other voices that are saying it's a total breakup with the coach, with the club, and he wants to join Thiago Motta as soon as possible. Also there, Juve open for a dry loan. Manchester United would love to cash in. So also there, we are waiting for the two clubs. We are on big names because Zirkzee, and even if it's not my preferred one, but Zirkzee and Kolo Muani, that is also not my preferred one, but there are big names. A third option could be Fulkrug. Fulkrug, that you know, it is a player that I love, that is also not 100% feeling well in his club, West Ham, but also there we have a different chapter that we need to wait for because they will be their new coach, Potter, that will take a decision on his name. So pay attention because also up front something is moving. But again, these names after the defender, the priority, the preferred one is Hancko. I heard from Gianluca Di Marzio that said it's over, forget about Hancko now. They will start resuming the talks towards the summer. From what I heard, it's not over for Hancko. They want to continue, but of course they need to sell first. Because if you go to Feyenoord and say we want the player, they will give you a certain ask for value, money. If you are able to put that on the table, the player is free. But of course you need some money. And that's where we go towards the outgoing list. I called it, in a first step, Brazilian disaster. Because we know it. We are speaking about an Arthur that needs to find a team on loan until the end of the season, with Juventus that didn't want initially to participate to the salary. Betis Sevilla was on the player. They were looking on another name that was Lefebvre that refused Betis Sevilla, and that's why Betis Sevilla is again on the player. They want to go for it, even if, pay attention, they ask for participation to the money. With Juventus is now finding a bit difficulty. They say, or it's Betis Sevilla and we pay a part of it. Otherwise, he stayed there for 6 more months and we have absolutely no savings. So Juventus is a bit obliged to participate. Let's see if they will find an agreement or not. I call it disaster from Brazil. Brazilian disaster, like, for example, Danilo. Danilo that is out of the team. Yesterday, he trained in an isolated way. So he's really not only not called up for the game, not only was not called up in Saudi Arabia, but on top of that, he's really training in an isolated way, like in the summer, for example, Federico Chiesa, just to mention one name. Is it the right decision or not from the club? I don't know, but it's true that at a certain moment, if the player is out of the team, well, he cannot train with his teammates. That makes totally sense, which is, I tell you, still a really sad one. It's really controversial. Danilo that would love, what we are hearing, a termination of the contract, which means if you're terminating the contract, he can go for free wherever he wants. And on top of that, would love a compensation, exit bonus, where Juventus says, no, not for free, and no exit bonus. So there is a fight between lawyers, Danilo, Juventus on that one. Looks like in the recent hours, like Mirko Di Natale was reporting, Juventus would be open to terminate the contract, but absolutely no exit bonus. What will happen? We will discover it in the recent days, but I tell you also here, Brazilian chaos. Like it's another Brazilian chaos, the third one, the one of Douglas Luiz, that we were expecting December to be the month after the physical injuries to start seeing him playing, understanding what he could give to the team. Well, they postponed it to January, and it starts really soon because then the mercato is closed, where Douglas Luiz will have really to show. But also Thiago Motta will need to start playing him with more minutes than an average of 13 minutes per game. So it depends on Juve, depends on Douglas Luiz, but the next coming games we will understand what Douglas Luiz will be able to do. There are a lot of clubs from the UK Premier League that are on the player, not Tottenham, from what I heard. Not Tottenham, that would like to go for a winger, not from Juve, but they would love to go for a winger, but not from Tottenham on Douglas Luiz. What are the other clubs? Well, a lot. I could nearly tell you and mention you all the other clubs of Premier League because they're really interested to let him go in a championship where he did really well. Of course, Douglas Luiz leaving would be a problem because then you need to go for another midfielder unless you keep Fagioli, that Thiago Motta believes in the qualities, Giuntoli believe in the quality, but you know there is extra field problems with also the player that was pushing to leave. There are a lot of clubs that are on the player. Fagioli would leave. Fagioli, there is nothing that changed on him. At the moment, it's more like 80% of him leaving, 20% of him staying. At the moment, it's between Fagioli and Douglas Luiz. If there is a big offer for Fagioli abroad and he accepts, so not Napoli, but abroad and he accepts, he's gone, Fagioli, with Douglas Luiz that is staying. If, incredibly enough, Douglas Luiz is not starting against Torino, it's not starting the next game, there is a big offer from Premier League, more than what we paid maybe, or even matching what we paid for him, it could be that he leaves and that he's actually saving the position of Fagioli. Still, if Fagioli wants to stay at Juve, big one, huh? I told you, Brazilian cows, Arthur, Danilo, Douglas Luiz, big, huge one. So we need to monitor that situation also in the midfield, who can play potentially there at Juve against Torino. Well, not Locatelli, not Conceição. Dusan Vlahovic is a doubt, so they are speaking even about the Koopmeiners together with Douglas Luiz, with the Thuram. Koopmeiners in the back. Douglas Luiz as a number 10 could potentially be an option, but it's a bit early to speak about it because we need to understand, of course, who will play as a number 9. If not Dusan, will it be maybe Nico Gonzalez with Yildiz on the left? Who's on the right? Maybe it's Yildiz on the right with Bangula on the left. Who will be there as a number 10? We don't know. But if Douglas Luiz is not playing, look, I can tell you that we have maybe a bit of problems there. So there are a lot of talks, guys. Mercato, not mercato. Situation Danilo, we spoke about it. Situation Fagioli, we spoke about it. Dusan Vlahovic, big one. I tell you, for the big fans of Dusan, for the one that believes that he's the potential to stay at Juve, the one of Gazzetta dello Sport is really scary. The one of Gazzetta dello Sport is extremely scary, and it's not something that we can just ignore. The names, are they convincing in the back? Hancko is convincing, but not sure that he will come. Antonio Silva, Juventus did their first offer, not a second offer at the moment. Juventus is on a lot of players, will need to go. Forget about Tomori, he also disappeared from the front pages, so if Tomori was really close to Juve at the moment, he's gone. Araujo is a fantastic player, but of course Juventus is doubting about Araujo, about the physical condition, especially the value that he still has. For example, 55 million euro on transfer market, that is huge for his player. Apparently looking like El Chiringuito said, he said already yes to Juve. Voices from Barcelona are much more calm on that one. So is it imminent that Araujo will join Juve? No, it is not imminent, but Juventus is interested on the player, not for that money. So also there an option could be, well, even if Barcelona, they have absolutely no interest in a loan, in loaning him out without cashing in, because you know it at Barcelona, they are looking for some money. It's already too late for Dani Olmo, even if they did an appeal, but all the money that they can collect before that appeal will be heard, yes or no, well, they take it. So a loan for Araujo, I don't know, even if it's a player that, if we avoid a bit the injury talks, like we did for example, Kalulu, could be a really big name. And when I'm telling you that Juventus is looking for saving the season, well, Araujo is a name that is a step up, that is a bigger objective than a lot of names that we heard. Araujo is better than Ismaili, for example, if healthy. That's what I wanted to say for this video. Maybe this evening we go live so that we can speak about Mercato and other things. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's again the longer videos, so maximum of like. If you didn't yet, please continue to subscribe. Thank you. See you. Forza Juve.